Right, here we are. The sumo's on the third row around, and I'm with the subsoiler on the second row around. I did a bit of sumoing Saturday afternoon while he was in the middle of the field pulling this up. Yeah, I got all the inside done on Saturday evening, and just started doing the evening this morning. Yeah, it was dried out again. See a little bit of dust coming off the sumo. So yeah, pulling well, 5-6% wheel slip. Some places are really tough. I think that's where we had this is when we had sugar beet on last year. We had the beet clamps, and where the trailer went around the outside of the field taking all the beet to get to where the clamps were. That seems to be where it's rather tight. Yeah, as soon as we finish this field, then we'll be on the plough and the muck spreader. This tractor will go on the muck spreader, and the other 270 without the GPS will go on the plough. Then that will go back on this for afterwards to pull up. Obviously we've only got two of us, so we'll be concentrating on ploughing and muck spreading and ploughing. So there goes young Sam, the loader guy as he called himself the other day. The plough set up, just started in that corner there. See that soil's red in some places because we've got new moldboards on here. New moldboards, new points, new shins, I think everything's new on the furrow apart from that little bit on the end. And obviously the skip moldboards aren't new. Not actually refurbished. Very dry. Morning guys, it's now Tuesday morning, Tuesday the 2nd of September now. Yeah, we're in September, so yesterday was the first day of September, so yeah, we can now do hedging, but I'm not doing hedging at the moment. I'm out on some ploughed land, the land that was ploughed yesterday afternoon stroke evening, and I'm doing what I said I was going to be doing. I've got the subsoiler, Simbus subsoiler on, going down about 14.5 inches, something like that. I measured it. You can measure it in several places. The best place to measure it is behind the roller when it's done the job, and that was about 14.5 inches. So yeah, we're going well. It's a bit tough and rough. You can see some of the clods down here. They're rather hard and dry. I'm busting this pan up because this is coming for sugar beet. Normally with sugar beet, if it's dry, I run over with the culti press. So this is pretty much doing a pretty similar job to the culti press job. It's got that roller on there. You can see them ribs on it. And I've got some seagulls now. Some seagulls have arrived. A few, not many. Saying last week about the ducks one. Someone was saying they wonder if there's some rain coming. Well, we've had a bit of rain. I think it's supposed to rain this afternoon. We'll just see what we get. So it's the last row on this field. Oh, that'll be another field done. Time is now. I know it's still enough. 1 minute to 2 in the morning. Why on earth are you going so late, farmers do? Well, it's going to rain tomorrow, so I want to get this field finished. It's mucked, ploughed and subsoiled, so feed passes take a while. I mean, today there was two of us. At one point there was 3 of us for about an hour or so. So yeah, because of the ploughing of the headland and that, then I had to subsoil. It can be both there at the same time, could you say? Yeah. The top of where I am now used to be It used to be a farmyard before my dad bought it back in the 80s, so if we're really careful you can hear, so if you can hear it. In this top corner here, that catches on stuff that's underneath. Yeah, just gone 2 o'clock. Yep, edge of the field. Right, let's go home. Look, we've had some rain. I think we had about 8 mil overnight. So I'm just in the yard doing maintenance and that sort of thing. I've just noticed that this shin here is virtually cracked through there, so it ain't going to last long. So I'm just knocked the pin out. I'm now going to take that off and change that. You can see the difference. That's a new one. That's a warm one. You can tell by the sound it makes. Yeah, look, it's virtually through it on there. Right, new shin on, new roll pin, because that was so thin the roll pin wasn't long enough. So yeah, that's machine's ready to go now. It's now Friday morning. Now I go and do some muck spreading. I think it's been dry since yesterday about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so I'm now getting go in the muck spreader and go and try on the next field. We've got to do, see what it's like. I'm out with the muck spreader, second load. Yeah, it's going okay. You can see a little bit of sticking to the wheels, but no, it's not too bad at all. So yeah, get this field done. The guy on the plough should be here about 8:30. I told him to get here at 8:30. Sam, the loader man, Sam, whatever you want to call him, yeah, he should be here at 8:30. I wanted to get a little bit in front of him so I don't fling muck at him and smash the window or something. So yeah, I'll get a few loads in before then. So yeah, let's see how it ploughs up. See how far that rain's actually got in, because we've had about 14 mil now since we did that field in front of us. That field down there was the last field we did. I finished that on well, Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, didn't I? I finished at 2 o'clock in the morning when I finished that one. So yeah, before the rain came, we've had 2 days off because of rain. We've been doing maintenance, greasing, all that sort of thing. So everything's all up and running and all back to top notch now. So we're now on the second run with the plough, just setting it up for Farmer Sam over here. Yeah. It's only his second field of ploughing, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, it's still dry. What we do, I'm going to get out in a minute and we're going to have a bit of a look to see how deep the waters, the rain has got in. But we're still turning up dry soil. That's still dry there. So obviously ain't got down 10 inches whatever I'm ploughing. So we'll see in a minute. Just having a look to see how deep this moisture's gone in. I've just been scraping around here. I don't know if you'll be able to see it on here, but that's the ground level, and I think we're down to about there, which is probably about 4 to 5 inches. So we are still ploughing up. This is completely dry soil, so but it is ploughing easier than it did before. The plough isn't vibrating as much. Further across the field, ploughs across here, getting along nicely. Again, we're not pushing it hard for 2 reasons. That's only the second field he's ever ploughed, and it's hard, so and he'd catch me up if he went much faster anyway, so started pushing it harder and causing any problems, breakages or anything. But yeah, no, it's ploughing nicely, and the seagulls have arrived now. There's a few following them down the field there after the old worms. Yeah, and I'm on the older muck spreader. Got the old GPS set up here, going on nicely. Get about a row per load, so that's working out quite nicely. Sometimes a bit over, just depends on how the muck has rotted down. Some seems to be rotted down a bit more than others, so it comes out the back better when it's more rotted than when it's strawy. Sometimes it's a bit strawy, that sort of tend to not feed under the back door properly. So Yeah, we're getting across the field now. It's now about 5:30 in the afternoon, so I'm just going to show you what I have to do to engage this muck spreader at the beginning of the row. First you have to change down into the F2 range, then you have to slow it right down, engage the PTO, then rev it up to number 2, then get in line with the GPS. I'm still a bit off the line at the moment, so press that, that'll engage that. I'll take me over to where I've got to be. Then push that, which opens the rear door. In the camera you probably see that up there, I don't know if you can see it going up. And then press this, that opens the side doors. You might see that in the camera coming around. There we go. And then you have to, obviously we're now on line, so it's now putting in, it's now 20 centimeters off line. And then you pull this lever, which engages the floor. And then get moving, look at the back to see when the stuff starts coming out. It's coming out, and then you press that, which will then take you up to the 8k speed we've got set in. So yeah, there's quite a few things to do, but we are going now. We're now on the headland. I could not get the plough in the ground. He's having to subsoil it in front of me, just so I can get the plough in the ground. It's just widening along the top. Now I can get it in properly, but yeah, it's so hard. And this is having had over half an inch, 14, 15 mil, whatever we've had this week. So yeah, very, very, very tough. Morning guys. It's now Saturday morning. I'm out in the 300 with the subsoiler on the back, doing this land that we ploughed yesterday. And then someone asked a comment about the wheel slip and engine pulling harder and everything. I hope you can see that engine power and the wheel slip on this screen over there. If not, I'll zoom in when I edit it. But and that was also to do, I don't know how to do it on this tractor. If anyone knows how to, on this tractor, do it so you can see your fuel usage like I was on the other tractor the other evening, please let me know, because I don't know which screen it's on, if it's got it or what. But they were saying, because obviously the fuel usage where it was tougher and everything, was it harder work? Well, if you look at the engine loads down here at the moment, and at the top here that one keeps going as draft load, because it will just the worst bit is where the headland tramline goes, and we're doing it at an angle. If you can see these two green lines here, that's the angle of the outside the field, because we had to, you saw it a bit earlier, the last shot I think it was, where we had to subsoil the headland to even get the plough in. So that's what we had to do there to get the plough in. But yeah, so at the moment we're now at about 90% engine power, 14% wheel slip, and the draft load needs to be set at 80. So we're now putting it back in the field because you have to lift out a bit on the end because it just will not pull it. It just sits there spinning. And then you dig holes because the topper's a bit loose because it's being ploughed. You dig holes, so you just have to keep your finger on that dial to get it exactly right. But you say, well, you haven't gone so deep on the headland where the headland furrow is. But when I go around the outside of the field, that'll get done again. So then, because I've done it once, I'll be able to go the full depth. But yeah, now we're running about 85% engine power and 10% wheel slip, and that's going up the field generally in the middle. So yeah, the engine power does go up, and because obviously as soon as you slow down, even if the engine power doesn't go up, you still use more fuel because obviously you're not covering so much area, are you? Now we're up to 100%. Now we're dropped to 76. But when I'm on the bits at the end, I always don't drive it on the cruise. I always drive it on my foot, really gently, so I can feel that if it starts wheel spinning, I'll pull back on this scroll button and ease off on my foot, because if you're not careful, you can just completely spin it into a hole. And I'm trying to keep the field level, aren't I? It's kind of a sugar beet. I don't want to going to rut it up. So, and especially where those tough bits are, I'm going to do it again. Right, we'll drop in, but you can see this has 3 on the bottom where we did to get the thing in. So this one won't be quite so bad. But now, yeah, you see we're now coming off the heading into the field where it was a tough bit. So the wheel slip's going up, and because I'm taking my foot off the throttle, the engine power's dropped. If I put my foot right down, that'll go right up. Because if I take my foot off, but now we're going again. So that's working fine. So you can see in the background we've got some seagulls there. They've come back to see me again. So yeah, I hope that makes a bit of sense to the guy who asked me.